On average, they have lost 3 pounds each in the first week. So if they continue down this path, after 8 weeks, they're going to have lost 24 pounds each, which is freaking amazing. Welcome to episode number 63 of Life Without Cravings. So for the next 8 weeks, I am going to do this special series based on my experiment on 5 people who have volunteered to take part in my study when I'm developing a new weight loss program. These 5 people, they are either keto or carnivore, and they've been on the diet for a long period of time, and they've been stuck with the weight loss for at least 2 months. And I'm going to help them start losing weight again. And we just started a week ago. And I didn't think that I would have anything to share with you just yet, but I was wrong. In the first week, the instructions they got from me was to not change anything. I just wanted them to continue eating the way that they have been eating and start measuring their blood sugar and their ketones. And I wanted them to do this so that we can establish a baseline so that I can see what is going on when they are eating the diet they are eating right now, so that we then can start changing things. But guess what? 4 out of 5 started losing weight straight away. Now, technically all 5 lost weight, but the 5th person lost 1 pound, which I think can be considered normal fluctuation. So that would be interesting for me to see in the next few days if that person is going to lose a little bit more or if they're going to jump back up again. On average, they have lost 3 pounds each in the first week. So if they continue down this path, after 8 weeks, they're going to have lost 24 pounds each, which is freaking amazing. And with that said, the second group is going to start in 1 week's time. So I've had this second group sorted and I had all my participants and everything ready to go, but I got a cancellation. So as of today, the day before this is actually going live, I have 1 spot open if you want to join that group. Now, this is a group with one-to-one support. So you will be meeting with me on Zoom every week for 8 weeks, where we can just dig into your personal circumstances, look at your diet, look at your data, what's going on for you, and tweak whatever you are doing to suit you personally, just to make sure that you are making the progress that you want to make. And then you will see the group once a week as well, just to learn from each other, get some coaching from me, and just get that extra support that you get in a group environment that you don't get with a one-on-one coach. So if you want this spot, I need you to be prepared to start on the 31st of October. We are meeting every week on Tuesdays at 5 p.m. Now, you don't have to be able to be there every single week, but if you can be there more often than not, I would really appreciate that. And we're going to finish on the 20th of December. That's our last group meeting. So you will be all done before Christmas. We're not going to interfere with Christmas. That's why I want to get this group going as soon as possible so that we are finished and everyone can go off, have a good Christmas without gaining that weight back. So if you want to take part, what I require from you is that you have a blood glucose and blood ketone meter so that you can track your numbers. A Keto Mojo is perfect if you live in the US. They are very cheap. They have super affordable strips. Or if you can get your hands on a Keto Mojo in any other country, please do that. They are great. There are other blood glucose and ketone meters that you can use as well, but they're usually not as affordable to use if you're going to do a lot of testing. Now, I put this offer out for the second group to those who signed up for the first group as a thank you for volunteering, for taking part in that group. So I offered them 80% discount on the price that I will be charging when the group program is finished. And that's what I want to offer you as well. So I'm only going to charge $25 per week or $200 in total for you to have your own personal weight loss coach working with you one-on-one and in group format, analyzing your personal data and give you personal feedback on everything that you do and have you start losing weight again if you're stuck. You're never going to get anything like this cheaper than that. So if you want to lose 15 pounds or more before Christmas, get in touch with me as soon as possible. Send me an email at pim@pimjansson.com and we can get you started. And it will be first come, first serve. So please do that as soon as you can to make sure that you get that spot. Now, so let me tell you about what happened last week and why the group started losing weight despite being told to not change anything in their diets. Now, a lot of people, they are stuck with their weight and they think that they have tried everything to start moving again, but they aren't doing it consistently, or they give up before it's actually had the chance to start working. So by just asking the participants to focus on this project and start measuring their blood ketones and their blood glucose, they start thinking more about the food that they're eating, about their behaviors, what goes into their mouths and what doesn't. And they become much more mindful when they are eating, because they know what we're gonna do. We're gonna start eating intuitively in week 2. So they're starting to think about this already. What would that be like? Would I actually eat this much if I was eating intuitively? So without me actually instructing them to make any changes, they have made changes. But even more so, I think, is the mere knowledge that they know that they're going to have to prick their fingers if they eat anything is kind of a deterrent to eat mindlessly. It makes them think twice about putting anything in their mouths. So even though they are eating the same foods as they have been eating for between 2 months and 18 months, that's the period of time that these people have been stuck with their weight, they just become super aware of what's going on. And just having a quick little snack is not worth pricking your finger for. So even though they eat the same foods, they are no longer snacking, they are no longer having any prolonged meals. I know some of you're like, I have an eating window, it's 2 hours long. They don't do that. When they finish the dinner, they finish the dinner, because then they start taking the time to do the measurements. And during that time, they can't eat again, because then they won't get an accurate measurement. So it all makes sense. So I'm super excited to share this with you. The participants who have been stuck, as I said, they've been stuck between 2 and 18 months, I actually think it is. And they have lost between 1 and 5 pounds each in the first week without intentionally changing their diet. And if you ever tried to lose weight, you know that you're being told that a sustainable weight loss is going to be roughly 1 pound per week. Then that shows you that you're losing fat, and we have on average almost tripled that in this first week without starving or without any major changes to the diet. And this is just the beginning of the journey, and you need to keep in mind that these people have been on a keto or carnivore diet, so this is not water weight coming off. So here is what it looks like. For the next 8 weeks, I'm going to keep sharing these visuals with you to just show you what is happening over time with this group. So this first person has lost 5 pounds in the last 6 days. This is our biggest loser, but as you can see, the weight started coming off almost immediately, which is very interesting. Then for the second person, there was this big drop, and then they gained half the weight back again, and then they started losing slowly again. This is a typical weight loss pattern, which you will see if you look at anyone losing weight over time. It will always go down, then go up a little bit, and then go down again, and then up and then down. And the third person actually gained weight. They gained a pound during the first few days, and then they lost 2. So this could just be completely normal variation. I would be very interested to see what is happening in the next few days and the next week, but I'm hoping that this is a sign that their body is getting ready to drop some weight. And interestingly, the person number 4 has a very similar pattern to the first one, where the weight just keeps going down, although this person has gone a little bit slower with 2.6 pounds in the first 5 days, which is a really great number. And if they keep this up, they're going to be 21 pounds lighter by the end of the 8 weeks. So just imagine that. 2.6 pounds might not sound like a lot, but when you add this up, and if you continue doing this consistently, you're going to have a great amount of weight coming off of you. And we don't want to forget about our last participants, that typical rapid drop that picks up a little bit. So I'm expecting this person to start going down again in the next couple of days. But even so, this person has also lost 2.6 pounds. So they are doing really well. And I couldn't be prouder of them. It's so exciting. They are excited. Where we have a private community in Discord, and everyone is there cheering on each other and just helping each other and sharing their experiences. So this is an amazing experience for them. This is an amazing experience for me, because I get to witness this and I get to guide these people into losing weight without actually having had to do a lot just yet, but we're getting there. So again, just keep in mind that this is a real metabolic shift that is happening. Something is happening. These people haven't lost weight for months or over a year and a half, and now something is happening. That's amazing on its own, and that is so much is actually shifting is awesome. So I just want to offer this to all of you who think that you are stuck with your weight loss. Like, sometimes you're not as stuck as you think you are. These people thought that they were stuck, and clearly they are not stuck. They've just not done what their bodies want them to do. So it's not necessarily that there's anything wrong with your metabolism, or that there's anything wrong with your thyroid, or anything else. It might just be that you, without thinking about it, might eat a little bit too much, or maybe a little bit too often, or in some cases, you might be fasting a little bit too much, and eating a little bit too little, and not listening to your body signals. So this is why I want to create this new program, because I think that most people who believe that they are stuck with their weight actually aren't stuck. They are stuck with their thinking around their diet and nutrition, and they have forced themselves into specific dietary patterns that don't serve them. And by just shifting the focus a little bit, that comes undone without any other changes. So again, if you want me to help you lose a similar amount of weight, there is an opportunity to get into the second group for just $25 per week and work with me one-on-one and in a group setting. So this is your chance. Next year, when I launch the completed program, it will be at full price. This is an 80% discount, it's $200 in total. So if you want in, send me an email to let me know how much weight you want to lose. We can get you set up straight away and get you booked in for your first initial assessment with me during this week before we actually get started, so that you know exactly what you're going to do during this week, and get you maybe start losing weight before you even start the program. So that was all I had for you this week. I'm going to be back next week with more data, more updates on what is happening in the group and what especially is happening now when we're going to start eating intuitively, and some thoughts around why this is so powerful. I'll see you then.